Give me, and I think you've already done it, but just to be clear, give me an example of a subtle act of exclusion.
Reaching out and touching, sticking your hands up in a black person's afro.
I wouldn't take that risk. Their hair too nappy.
Their hair. Are you not black?
Right, but I don't have an afro. I have an Amerifro.
You are a silly Negro is what you are. That's what you are. You are so silly.
And I'm not African either. I am 100. I'm not an African American. I'm 100% American.
Have you taken your DNA?
No, I don't believe in all that mess.
I think, boo boo. I think
I'm
you're just a little
saving my
bit
money.
alien.
I don't believe all that mess.
I think you a little bit alien. I think there's a little bit of you that came from outer space. I'm thinking somewhere between like 18 and 23%. You came from another planet for sure. I'd be willing to bet on it. I would lose real money on that.
I want to ask you this, and then I got to put you on the hot seat. Is it microaggression for me, a black man, to speak Spanish like "Hola, mamma mia,
Yeah.
gracias"?
Uh-huh.
How is that microaggression?
Because you're making fun of people who speak Spanish or speak with Spanish accents.
No, it's fun. Hola.
Yeah, but it's insulting if you're a person who is of Spanish speaking who speaks Spanish as a first language.
Really? Why? The
Because you're
Spanish
making
people
fun.
love to hear me speak Spanish.
Right. Well, if you're speaking actual Spanish, that's fine. But what you just did sounded like a comedy routine, like you were making fun. And when you make fun of people for who they are, that is unkind. That is not something Christ would do. Christ would never mock a person's accent.
My gardener is Mexican. And so when I see him, I go, "Hola, gracias."
That is very unkind.
He laugh about it, though. It's no big deal.
Yes, because you have the power. You pay him, and he's not going to insult you. He will take your insults, but he will not insult you. It's unkind. And as a Christian man, and someone who advises in this space, I would advise you to stop doing that. It's unkind.
Really?
Yes.
Is it microaggression if a white woman call a black man articulate?
Yes.
Why?
Because I'll use myself as an example, right? I do public speaking for a living, among other things. So when a white person says, "Oh my gosh, I loved your talk. You were so articulate," it's a compliment. It's not about your intent. They were actually saying something kind. They're saying you speak well. The problem is if a white man who is also the CEO of one or more companies gets up and talks, articulate is not a word they're going to use for him because they're going to assume that he already knows how to speak. Calling a black person articulate exposes your own unconscious bias that you expect black people to be less than, that you expect black people to speak in a way that is not what you just heard. And you're like, wow, that black person can speak English properly. That's insulting.
I have a black employee, Joel. He black. He speak like a white person.
That's a thing.
And you speak white too.
I've heard that my entire life.
And so you don't mind when they say you're very articulate?
No, I will let them know that I will thank them. Thank you very much. And I like to use teachable moments. And I'll just say, you might not want to say that to any other black people because the assumption is that you thought that I was not capable of speaking. I'm a professional speaker with an MBA and a doctorate degree. I own a company and have owned many. Of course I know how to talk. I'm a writer. I'm a public speaker. So telling me that I know how to talk is not a compliment. It's an insult.
But when I hear you, I'm like, wow, she sounds very white.
I thank you, I think. I mean, if you want me to code switch, brother, I'm right here with you and we can go there.
See that?
That's all good.
Now you're at home. You're home. I have a white employee, Chris. He is so white and proper, and he speaks white. So white it stands out. And so we enjoy hearing proper English.
He enunciates his syllables. He puts emphasis on the syllables.
Absolutely. Amazing. So I got to ask, how will black people truly heal? And my question, should black people receive special treatment in any way, shape, or form?
All people should be given the opportunity to heal.
How about-
Anybody who is wounded needs to be given the chance to heal.
How about blacks though? Should they receive special treatment?
Black people should be given the opportunity to heal. Yes.
But should they receive?
I don't understand. So I think that being given the opportunity to heal is special treatment, regardless of your demographic. It's not about doing it by race.
But when I hear black people begging for special treatment like affirmative action, reparations, they want to get into the white universities without earning their way. They want to lower the standard and all that. It sounds like they're not.
Black people would like to not be discriminated against and not be injured because of who they are. I think that's fair.
But it sounds like they are not
capable. Please don't kill us. Please don't kill us. Please don't abuse us. Please don't insult us. Please don't rob us of opportunities. Please don't discriminate against us. These are legitimate requests. Absolutely.
But they sound like what black people are saying when they're doing complaining like that. They're saying, Mr. White Man, you are superior to us. We can't do it of ourselves, so please give us affirmative action. Lower the SAT score. Give us reparation because we are not capable of creating it and doing it ourselves. Please give it to us.
So the people who have their hands on the levers of power have to take an active and proactive role in restoring balance and equity. That is just a fact of the matter. So whether people in power obtained their power legitimately, fairly, honestly, or authentically, it doesn't matter. If they currently hold the power, if they sit in the positions of power, then in order for people to have equitable, fair, wholesome, healthy, Christian, and whatever the experiences are that describe treating your fellow human with kindness, love, and respect and fairness, which Christ would have absolutely advocated for, then yes, whoever sits in the seat of power at that moment must take an active role in creating that balance. The people who are incarcerated right now cannot grab the keys, open up their own cells, and remove themselves from that place. There has to be a cooperative effort.
Amazing.
And black people are not asking for something extraordinary, something unfair.
They beg for everything.
Huh?
They beg for everything. They don't earn
for justice.
And they earn nothing.
Yes, black people would like to have justice.
But they need to earn it.
And fairness.
They need to earn it.
It has already been earned, is being earned, and will be earned in the future.
Let me ask you this.
That debt has been paid, my friend.
Oprah Winfrey said that in order for racism to end, white old people just have to die. Was she being microaggression when she did that?
Racism is so incredibly effective and pernicious that even if old people died, we have created institutional structures and systems that continue to replicate the same effects over time. And so anybody, whoever's in power can die.
Was she being microaggression when she said that?
I mean, saying that anybody needs to die is aggressive.
Was she being microaggression?
I don't think that's micro. I think that's just aggressive.
And was that wrong for her to do that?
I don't judge people's wrongness and rightness, my friend.
Oh, you don't know. You can't tell right from wrong when you hear to see it.
It's not judge not lest ye be judged. That is not my place. That is God's place.
So you don't know.
Not my place.
You don't know if you're right or wrong for saying that.
It is not my place to judge the actions of another human being, lest I be judged for mine. And I only want God judging me. I don't need you judging me.
But that's not judging. That's discernment. Judges is when you hate. Discernment is when you see injustice but don't hate what you see.
Okay, sure. But
so
I'm not here to, I don't have context. I'm not going to take something like that out of context. I am willing to concede that, hoping for, wishing for, or calling out the death of another person is unkind. Now, I'm not okay with unkind.
That's evil. So I got to ask.
And that's not going to solve any problems.
Right. I got to ask, I noticed that black people see white people as superior. They always say that. I don't notice that. No, they always say white supremacists. White.
No, it's the delusion of white supremacy.
It's not the
delusion of white supremacy.
It's not the white people saying that they're that way, but black people always say and believe that white people are superior to them. Why is that?
I don't believe that. I always say the delusion of white supremacy because that's a program.
But why do blacks say that?
I have no idea.
But you do notice that they say it, right?
I notice that all people say it. I see a lot of white people saying that too.
I
don't
know,
say
but
it.
you notice black people say it all the time. White supremacy.
I notice people using that expression all the
Why
time.
do blacks believe that white people are superior?
I can't speak for all black people.
But you're the expert.
Huh? I'm not an expert on all black people. I'm an expert on organizational development, boo. If you thought you was interviewing the expert of all black people, I am so sorry we just wasted so much time.
Do you believe that America is the greatest country on this side of heaven?
I mean, America's a great country. America's wonderful. Yeah.
Is this the greatest country on this side of heaven?
I don't like superlatives like that. That's a lot.
So you can't tell if America is the greatest country on this side of heaven?
At this moment, it's a little bit up in the air, isn't it?
I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, it's a little bit up in the air.
In what way?
No, I'm not the judge of what is the greatest country in the world. I'm very proud to be an American.
And then it has to be the greatest country in the world because everybody and their mama trying to come here. And if their country,
I've been all over the world, and
if their country were not asshole countries, they wouldn't be trying to come here.
Do you do stand up? Please tell me you do stand up comedy.
I don't.
You gotta do stand up, man. I hope you are. If you are not a multimillionaire right now, you need to do stand up comedy because you have missed your calling. You are so good.
Thank you.
You are a funny man.
Thank you. Do you love President Trump?
Oh, what?
Do you love President Trump, the great white hope?
I love all human beings.
How about President Trump?
I love all human beings.
I'm asking all about one person. Do you love?
I don't know him.
Do you love the great white hope?
I've never met him. I don't know him. So I have a general love for all humanity. So honestly saying, I can say I have a general love for all humanity, but I don't know him.
When the fallen Messiah, Barack
I do not approve of much of what he has done. I'm not a fan.
So you didn't like the fact that
I'm not a fan of the two-party system. I'm not a fan of the way America runs its government. I'm not a fan of biased institutions. These are not things I'm a fan of.
So when he brought back jobs, you were not a fan of that?
I'm a fan of justice. I'm a fan of equity. I'm a fan of love. I'm a fan of treating people with respect and treating people with humanity. I'm a fan of people having the opportunity to be successful and feed their families and feed themselves. I think that our time is officially up.
No, I got to put you on the hot seat real fast. Let's do the hot seat. I got to do the hot seat.
Thank you. This has been amazing. I have to go because I've got a 4:30 and I'm already late.
It's real fast. It's real fast. She ran. She ran.